Hi everyone, I am Matthew Patrick Sharkey, and this is Popitics, your one-stop shop for pop culture, pop, K-pop, and political news. Join me every week as I delve deep into the most important news of the week, without the doom and gloom of regular news reporting. Want to get into pop, K-pop, pop culture, or politics, or already know too much information? This is the perfect place for you. Before we get into this, I want to say that this podcast reflects my own personal opinion and has a comedic tone at times. Opinions expressed are solely my own and do not express views or opinions of my current, former, or future employer. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. This was filmed on the 14th of February 2024, so there may be some inaccuracies with the news reported, but I will let you know if there is via a little audio insert on Monday mornings. Let's get into the news. Okay, so the first topic we will be discussing today is Donald Trump's latest antics as the President of the United States. As you can tell by my tone, this is going to be a very depressing and somewhat doom and gloom story, but hopefully with the pop music coming up, it won't be as depressing. So, European leaders rushed on Thursday to respond to President Trump's moves to broker peace in Ukraine directly with President Vladimir V. Putin of Russia. A day after Mr. Trump suggested borders could be withdrawn, NATO membership could be withheld, and Europeans could be left out of talks. In meetings and statements, European leaders asserted Kiev's right and their own to be at the negotiating table and argued against prematurely surrendering critical bargaining chips like territorial borders and NATO membership. Some of the United States' closest allies, including the United Kingdom and Germany, were among those trying to reassert their standing in decisions affecting the continent's security. Both Mr. Trump and his defense secretary on Wednesday signaled a potential willingness to make concessions to Russia that Ukraine has long called unacceptable. Mr. Trump told reporters it was unlikely Ukraine would return to its pre-2014 borders and said future NATO membership for the country was, in quotes, not practical. President Vladimir Zelensky of Ukraine was left arguing that his country, a principal combatant in the war, must be involved in talks over its fate. He said, "We as a sovereign country simply will not be able to accept any agreements without us," he told journalists in Ukraine on Thursday, adding that Europe must also be involved. European leaders similarly tried to preserve their own influence. Europe must be involved in the negotiations, and I think that's easy to understand, said Boris Pistorius, Germany's defense minister. The continent, he said, will have to live directly with the consequences of any deal, and may have to play a central or the main role in the peace order. Russia began its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, with claims to territories that were widely rejected by most of the world. Russia had also sought to prevent Ukraine from joining NATO, presenting its membership as a national security threat, and Ukraine has sought to accelerate its application since the war began. Let's not forget, Russia remains a threat well beyond Ukraine, said John Healey, Britain's defense secretary, speaking to reporters outside the NATO summit on Thursday. He added, "It is our job as defense ministers here at NATO to put them in the best position to secure a lasting peace through strength." Mr. Trump characterized his call with Mr. Putin on Wednesday as the start of negotiations to end the war, and the Kremlin said a meeting between the two leaders could be organized fairly quickly. But neither side mentioned any role from Mr. Zelensky, adding to concerns the Trump administration would soften U.S. support for Kiev and condition future American aid on commitments granting it access to Ukraine's natural resources. At the NATO meeting in Brussels, Ukraine's European allies insisted that Kiev had the support. It is crucial Ukraine is closely involved in all talks, Mark Rutte, then NATO Secretary General, said at the meeting. John Healey, the United Kingdom's Defence Secretary, said there can be no negotiation about Ukraine without Ukraine. Now, I'm sorry if all that depressed you, like it depressed me when I first read it, but I think it's important that, you know, we have this idea of what's happening in the world mixed in with a little bit of fun. Now, in less still depressing news, we will have to talk about Elon Musk. So, still, this is a part of the Trump Roundup. Elon Musk held a 30-minute press conference inside the Oval Office where he and his son, X, full name, let me get this straight, everyone, X-A12. X-A12, again, X-A12, nicknamed X, which is also the name of his website, and the gender marker for non-binary, but according to Elon Musk and Trump, that does not exist. So, yeah, bring your son, who then took his snot from his nose, rubbed it on the presidential desk, allegedly told Trump to shush his fucking mouth, which when I saw that clip, I was like, that's 100% what he said, but it's alleged that that's what it said. And also, like, I don't care about Elon Musk and his children. Now, like any parent with a speck of respect for their kids, Grimes wrote, he should not be in public like this, in response on X to a fan praising her son for being very polite and over her parenting of him. I did not see this. Thank you for alerting me, but I'm glad he was polite. Sigh. That source there is from E! Yep. And lastly, on the Trump-Musk administration, allegedly, before I get sued, Robert F. Kennedy has been appointed as Trump's health secretary. The guy that sold baby grows with, I'd say, anti-vax, very anti-vax slogans on baby grows, on children's clothes, and then denied it and said that it was his foundation and he allegedly had nothing to do with it. Now, that's, I think, the Trump Roundup done. So yeah, the whole thing is we're going to have to deal with Trump's mess up of the world for years to come. He took he took the US out of the World Health Organization, probably wants to take it out of the UN. Like, this guy just wants to destroy Americans' human rights. And it is sad to see, like, in Europe, like around 100 years ago, hey, people let a madman do madman things, and then the madman up the madman things. And his saying, we're gonna flatten Palestine and turn it into the Florida Riviera, was, I think, mine and a lot of people's thing of, okay, this man is just gonna cause a genocide, like Israel is doing, allegedly. And I'm saying allegedly so I don't get sued by the state of Israel. And hey, state of Israel, if you're listening to this, fuck off. Free Palestine. As I said before, this opinion is my personal political opinion and does not reflect the overall Popitics brand. That's a joke. I am the Popitics brand and I created this name randomly. Also, if you hear like a little bouncy noise, it's the dog. Because she's jumping all over the place. Her name is Lily, she's a chihuahua. So, yeah, and now Robert F. Kennedy, the guy who can't breathe, is in charge of the health ministry, not ministry, department. He's the secretary. I don't really know how that works in the US. I barely know how it works. Okay, I'm going to quick fire some topics, and then I might get into them next week. So, European leaders met in Paris as the US pushes ahead with Ukraine deal. Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State in the US, landed in Saudi Arabia for talks in Gaza and Ukraine. And a whole bunch of other things happened. Israel says it will keep troops temporarily in 5 points in Lebanon. And Trump has said Netanyahu can do whatever he wants to the Palestinians. Yeah, seeing that article about, oh, there might be a genocide, and then scroll down on the New York Times immediately. SNL celebrates 50 years of a star-studded primetime special. Time and place. Time and place. But yeah, that's all the updates I have currently at the moment. That is why it took me so long to get the episode out. Okay, see you next week. Bye. Works here. Now we're going to get on to some more like fun, lighthearted topics. So we have our pop and R&B girly roundup. So number 1, Halle Bailey released a new single, Back and Forth. Today I listened to it. It's so good. But I will give a little game here to anyone listening to this. Do we think the song was A, 3 minutes and 20 seconds long, B, 2 minutes and 52 seconds long, or C, 2 minutes and 2 seconds long? Do 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 do. Okay. It was 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Miss Bailey. People waited 3 years for music. Other than Chloe x Halle, or Chloe and Halle, or however you pronounce it. I'm so sorry, girls. But now in their pop girly roundup, we are gonna, I would say, we're gonna go through some comments on YouTube for all of the music here today, to give just not my point of view, because music is very subjective, as we know. I'm in the K-pop fandom. God help me. Okay, so at Stan Sinati, I think it's like Stan Sinati, like, okay, Stan Sinati 8198 said, her music is like floating in the sky and laying on cloud pillows, bro. It was so soft, so buttery. Her like harmonies, I just wish there was another chorus with like another person underneath, like a feature or something, and just needed way more harmonies. Like it had a lot of harmonies, a lot of well done harmonies. But like, come on, you give a taste on Valentine's Day and don't give the full meal. Somebody, user at MJS Favson 3337 said, this is way too good to be this short. Miss Halle. Halle. Yeah, and then lastly, user at Meanball Mars said, finally, I've been waiting on this one for 8 years. I love that nickname. Okay, so every episode where I use YouTube comments or tweets, I'm going to pick username of the episode. So the username of the episode so far is at Meanball Mars. Congratulations, you have been nominated for Best Popitics Episode 1 username. Next, we're moving on. So on February 14th, so today when I'm recording this, but 3 days ago when you're listening to this, Sabrina Carpenter released Short and Sweet Deluxe with a few extra songs. So we're going to go one by one. I will say, Sabrina, I love you, but whoever was planning your tour, why are you only going to arenas? Like it, I tried to get tickets for 3 days in a row. Denied, and I'm getting wheelchair tickets. So it's a different queue altogether, and I couldn't even get in. There was 50,000 people ahead of me, and I will never forgive Sabrina Carpenter for that, or Olivia Rodrigo, because I wanted to go and see them both this year, but fate said no, but then said, hey, go to Charlie XCX. Next, she released Please So. Sabrina released 4 songs. I'll go through them each one by one, will comment on each. So Please, 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 featuring Dolly Parton. so good. It made the country aspects of the song go like tenfold. So on the Please 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 featuring with Dolly Parton, we had a lot of comments here, so I picked 3. So if they're the like main release, so if in K-pop it's the title track, or if it's a lead single, or it's like the big standout on the new release, I will put 3 comments in. If it's just a song that's really good but isn't a lead single or title track, I will just put in 1, or in some cases I've done a mix where title track has 1 and another song I really like has 3. So user at Squidward Tentacles, this is second on the list for best Popitics username episode 1. A song revolving around your ex dropping on Valentine's Day with Dolly Parton is devious work. Now, many of you may not have seen this music video. Go watch it, it's amazing. The song is really good. But there's kind of a Barry Keoghan look-alike tied in the back, and it's kind of either like inferred, it's kind of inferred that it's Barry Keoghan getting killed by Sabrina Carpenter in Getting Buried Alive, or he's getting killed. So we have option A, it's just a look-alike and she's kidnapping someone else. Number 2, she buried Barry Keoghan alive. Or C, they were just driving around with him in the back of the truck for fun. And I don't think it was the latter. Next, user at Kira Doran 743 said, I love how Sabrina literally wrote please, please, please to tell Barry not to fuck up and cheat on her. And then he allegedly, added in by myself, did just that, and now she drops this. What an icon. Yeah, I don't know the whole story about her and Barry Keoghan. I follow pop news, but I don't care about him. You'd think, oh, he's Irish, care about him. I don't really care about many Irish actors because a few of them are overrated. And I will let you sit in silence on who you think that is, but I'm not saying that because I don't want to get tagged by Barry Keoghan or any other Irish actor fans. Lastly, at B Drafts said this is a lifelong dream collaboration for Sabrina. Dolly is a legend and did a great job adding her own flair to a masterpiece. Already, I agree with this. It very much sounds like a Dolly song. And yeah, I think they did an amazing job together. And B Drafts, good username. We're going to have this username bit probably for a while. Next up, we have the song 15 Minutes, which in my opinion kind of goes into her getting a lot of hate saying, oh, she's only famous because of this, or she's an industry plot like Chopper Own got for some reason. No, she's in the spotlight for a long time, has been since Girls Meet World. I was a bit too old when that came out, but I really like her music and I think her albums are solid. The ones that aren't under Hollywood Records. Anyway, so 15 Minutes. So at AT Elijah Burris said, I love how Sabrina has been openly exploring her adulthood unapologetically. People shame our generation for it, but she's having innocent fun. Next up, we have the song Couldn't Make It Any Harder with the really funny lyric, fuck boys you'll never meet. Leave that with you to digest. So at user at Kylie Nicole 32 said it's giving hopelessly devoted in the best ways. 100%. This song is so much like Hopelessly Devoted. Not in a, oh my god, she plagiarized this way. More in, I think she took inspiration from this because you've seen her sing it on the Eras tour. I think in a few places around the world, people weren't, that familiar with her. And yeah, I love this song and it was beautiful. And then the last one on this deluxe album is Busy Woman. Very good song, very solid. I didn't listen to Short and Sweet in full, but the song is like one of the best on the album. And at Clarence5818, kind of agrees with me. He says this is the best song on the album. Agree. I know there's a lot of me agreeing. Oh, and this lyric. So at Knive Dita John 8603 said, Sabrina, I know I have good judgment. Also, Sabrina, I'm fresh out of good judgment. That's the lyric in the song. Kind of ties back to other songs that were written maybe before her alleged breakup with Barry Keoghan. I think it's been confirmed, but you know what I mean. Okay. Next up, Addison Rae has released her next single, I believe, High Fashion. So, I'm not the biggest fan of this song. I think I liked her other songs more. Really like Diet Pepsi. And yeah, she's doing really good. Very, you know, she's friends with Charlie XCX. Her music, it's very good. And I have 3 comments here. So at VVXYA said, her rebranding is so impeccable. It needs to be studied. Like, I've completely forgotten. She started on TikTok doing the renegade, 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 renegade. Next up is at Sinforoso. Her upcoming album was one of the best. Her upcoming album was one of the releases I'm most excited for this year. Sounds so good and cohesive sonically, cannot wait. Next up, user at Summers Frost said, these are entirely organic nachos, made from scratch, like she was born to be a star. Now, if anyone is like out of the stand with their loop, nachos is like, people are like, oh, this artist should reheat this other artist's nachos, which means they should go for this style in their next release. But this person saying these are entirely organic nachos. Overall, I think the song is very good. It's a very solid pop song. Is it in my playlist? Maybe not, but that's just, I don't really, it's not my love music like that. It's just Addison Rae's an artist I would listen to. Next is, so Kylie Cantrall has released the song Goodie Bag. She has recorded this song, I believe, in a vintage store off of Melrose Avenue in Los Angeles. Kind of got, filmed it on a camcorder and MacBook. And got, you know, got the owner to kind of be in the video, and it was really cute. And if you don't know who Kylie Cantrall is, she was in High School Musical, the series, very long ass name, season 3, as like kind of a villain character. And then she was the main character, one of the main characters in Descendants 4, Rise of Red, both of them on Disney Plus, I believe. So I'm gonna just read out some comments. It was very 2000s base video in a vintage store that had 2000s stuff. So user at BKK.AG7 said, the hair, the outfits, the voice, she's so T, oh my god. I might have like a slang segment one day, but T is like skinny. Matthew, when you are listening to this, cut that segment out. Okay, so at Marley TUAMUNIKA said, my girl is gonna pop off this year. I can feel it in my bones. The way I love this, the vocals, the visuals, the beat, not to mention she can dance, y'all. Manifesting a Kylie Cantrall x Tate McRae collab. And lastly, user at Nugget Dipping Sauce 4. That is ahead number 1 in the episode. So at Nugget Dipping Sauce 4138 said, not Mickey calling at the end. Oh my god. So at the end, you had this like little comedy segment where it was like a Mickey Mouse telephone, picked up the telephone, was like, hey Mickey, yeah, you're my biggest supporter, like pretending that Mickey was like her label, I guess. Next, we had Rhea Raj x Elias interlude. So if anyone doesn't know, Rhea Raj is the sister of Lara Raj from the HYBE Geffen group Cat's Eye in the US. So her music is so good. Check her out, y'all. She has a smaller audience, but her music and production value is so good. So I'm going to read out some comments. At Sarah, or Sierra, or at SE or AAA, said 2 icons linking up. Oh, I'm so in. User at NJZ said, watch this song actually become so iconic. Can't wait to hear this on radios, honestly. At Everything's Rosy 5026 said, choreo for this would eat. And lastly, at Samuel's Mashup said, oh, simply iconic. So our next story is an actual story and not just like the song release. So the honorees of the Billboard Women in Music Awards 2025 has been released. So we're going to read through the statement Billboard put out and let you know who won. So this upcoming Women's Month, Billboard is celebrating the contributions of women in the music industry from all across the world. The highly anticipated 2025 Women in Music Awards will recognize a diverse group of groundbreaking female artists who have left a significant mark across various genres. Set to take place on March 29, 2025 at the YouTube Theater in Hollywood Park, Inglewood, California. The event will honor a star-studded lineup that spans pop, R&B, Latin, country, and beyond. Group of the Year goes to aespa, the group from SM Entertainment who is tearing up K-pop right now. Breakthrough Award is Angela Aguilar. Icon Award is Erykah Badu. Powerhouse Award is Glorilla. Songwriter of the Year, Gracie Abrams. Global Force Award, Jenny. Rule Breaker Award, Megan Morney. Hitmaker Award, Meghan Trainor. Rising Star Award presented by Honda Stage, Millie Long, and Impact Award, Tyla. So a few of these, I'm not going to give my opinions, but I really love Group of the Year and Impact Award. So this is a statement by Billboard itself. The 2025 Billboard Women in Music celebrates the incredible women who continue to drive innovation, inspire change, and reshape the future. Dana Droppo, Billboard's Chief Brand Officer, shared in the statement. Billboard Editor-in-Chief Hannah Karp added, from rising stars to legendary icons, this year's honorees are redefining what it means to be a trailblazer in the industry. We're honored to highlight their outstanding achievements and contributions through unforgettable performances, powerful tributes, and an evening that will truly shine a spotlight on their impact. It is a privilege to continue Billboard's tradition of recognizing the women who are pushing the boundaries of music and culture, and we can't wait to share this incredible night with our global audience. The award ceremony will feature performances, tributes, and presentations that reflect the honorees' artistry and achievement. Sponsors for the event include Crown Royal, Harborview Equity Partners, Bose, and Honda Stage, the latter of whom will be presenting the highly anticipated Rising Star Award. That article there was from billboardphilippines.com. Next, we're going to go into a less light-hearted topic, but still not as bad as the Trump stuff earlier. So, Blake Lively versus Jason Baldoni. We have a few updates here. If you're not up to date with the whole Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, I will explain in this podcast episode here themselves. But if you want, you can check out a video I will link in the description by the podcast Do We Know Them by Jesse Smiles and Lily Merson. I've been listening to that podcast a lot. It's what inspired me to start this podcast. So if you are listening to this, please go follow back and subscribe to them. Number 1. It Ends With Us author Colleen Hoover has removed all mention of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni from her Instagram page. The writer quit the social media platform last month amid Lively's lawsuit against Baldoni, her director and co-star in the film, who filed his own defamation case against her. In December, Lively sued Baldoni for sexual harassment and causing her, in quotes, severe emotional distress. Baldoni, who has denied all allegations, was subsequently dropped by his agency after the allegations emerged In January, he sued Lively and Reynolds for $400 million for attempting to allegedly destroy his reputation. That article there is from www.theindependent.co.uk. Next up, Justin Baldoni attorney is speaking out against Blake Lively's quest to obtain the actor's phone records and communication in their legal battle. The actress recently filed subpoenas seeking the phone records of Baldoni, 41, and his associates to expose the alleged smear campaign they claim the It Rends With Us director launched against her. Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, responded in February 2020 in a February 12th statement saying, "Subpoenas are ordinary part of the litigation process. What is extraordinary is that Lively's parties are they're asking for every single call, text, data log, and even real-time location information for the past 2.5 years, regardless of the sender, recipient, or subject matter. This massive fishing expedition demonstrates that they are desperately seeking any factual basis for their proverbial false claims. They will find none," he added. Lively, 37, filed the subpoenas to expose the people's tactics and methods that have worked to destroy and bury her reputation and family over the past year. Her lawyers, Mike Gottlieb and Esther Hudson, said in a statement on February 12th. That was from people.com. Next, we're going on to Irish politics. So, if you are not Irish, you can skip this segment, go right ahead. But this is kind of targeted towards my more Irish audience. So, Minister for Justice Jim O'Callaghan signals tougher line on immigration and increased deportation. Deportation of failed asylum seekers are to increase, with specifically chartered flights due to begin this year, Minister for Justice Jim O'Callaghan said. The new minister signaled a tougher stance on immigration and deportations. "I think we are going to see more deportation orders issued this year. No country can adopt a relaxed or casual attitude to its borders on migration. It is a security issue as well as being a rights issue," Mr. O'Callaghan said. That's an area where I think I'm going to focus on, and I think Niall is going to help, and indeed Minister Brofney as well. Speaking, Niall Collins, Minister for State at the Department of Justice, and Minister Brofney is Minister of State for Migration, Colm Brofney. Mr. O'Callaghan was speaking in Dublin at the first of 6 ceremonies, which will see 5,000 people awarded Irish citizenship. Said people who have overstayed their visas or who have failed in their application for international protection should leave the country and be subject to a deportation order. Efforts are needed to both increase accommodation of asylum seekers and reduce the number of people applying for international protection, he said. The numbers keep growing. It's not tenable for us to continually get more accommodation. We need a more effective system that is more manageable. There are more than 32,000 people in asylum and international protection accommodation and currently no room for single males applying for asylum, he said. Mr. O'Callaghan said he is due to visit the Garda National Immigration Bureau, which is responsible for enforcing deportations, and that he will be asking them if they have enough resources. Unless they're properly resourced, we won't be able to have an effective system in place. Dedicated charter flights for the deportation of failed asylum seekers to their native countries, a measure announced by Mr. O'Callaghan's predecessor, Halle Bailey, will begin this year, he said, though he declined to give a specific date. So, you're going to go to a ceremony with people that have gone the full legal route of getting citizenship and then lecturing them about people applying for asylum. That 2 + 2 is 4, not 2 + 1, 3, 5, 9, 3. And I think his wording of I think is going to help is not filling me with, good old jolly stuff. So we're going to move on to our last segment. This is K-pop. Woohoo! Representatives of NJZ have addressed member Hanni's current visa status. On February 12th, the parents of the NJZ members posted on their Instagram stating that Hanni was issued a new visa on February 11th through proper legal procedures. Hanni, who holds dual citizenship in Australia and Vietnam, has been working under an E6 entertainment visa. However, as her visa expired earlier this month, various speculations arose regarding residency status. Reports surfaced claiming that Adore had prepared the necessary documents for Hanni's visa extension, but she refused to sign them. In response, the parents of NJZ members stepped forward to clarify their stance directly. This is a full post here. Hello. Over the past 2 days, speculative articles regarding Hanni's residency status in Korea have been flooding the media, and false information has been spreading. We would like to take this opportunity to correct these inaccuracies. Hanni was issued a new visa yesterday, February 11th, through proper legal procedures. Adore pressured both Hanni and her parents by using this sensitive issue of visas, which is naturally a delicate matter for foreign residents in Korea. They demanded her signature on an extension agreement that listed Adore as her agency, stating that the failure to comply could result in illegal residency. Furthermore, they acted inappropriately by submitting personal information and documents requiring her signature to relevant institutions without her consent and only notifying her afterwards. Such actions are difficult to understand from a common sense perspective. Some media outlets, based on unverified information, have irresponsibly used terms like illegal resident and spread false rumor, even causing unnecessary public complaints. Additionally, these outlets cite sources such as anonymous or multiple music industry officials to spread false information. In earlier reports, it was stated Adore had prepared all the necessary documents for the visa extension and was attempted to apply, but Hanni refused to sign. This contradicts Adore's statement in today's article that they were unable to confirm the situation. Approximately 70 articles have been published over the past 2 days, speculating on private details such as type of visa and its expiration date, information that is not required to be disclosed. This resulted in a serious violation of personal rights. We express deep regret that sensitive information, which only Adore as the agency could have access to, has been recklessly disseminated through the media. The unauthorized use or disclosure of personal information is unacceptable, and we believe that publishing articles without verifying such information is a serious issue. In the past, there have also been instances where personal information of members was used to obtain details about their immigration records. This situation is becoming increasingly severe, and we are now considering legal action to protect the members. Thank you for taking the time to read this lengthy statement. Oh God, this is long. We sincerely apologize to fans and for your concern and discomfort the situation may have caused. Please take care of your health. Thank you. On November 28th, so we're going back and we're just going to go through this quickly, NJZ, formerly New Jeans, held a press conference. They explained that Adore does not have the will or ability to protect the group and that they said their contract was terminated. On December 3rd, Adore announced they filed a lawsuit with the Seoul Central District Court to the validity of their contracts. On December 14th, New Jeans members opened an independent Instagram account. And on February 26th, it was announced through the press that New Jeans will be rebranded to NJZ along with new profile photos. The group will be headlining Complex Con Hong Kong in March 2025 and will unveil new songs at the event. Adore later stated that they regret this unilateral decision made by the members before any legal ruling had been made regarding the validity of their exclusive contract. That article is from www.soompi.com. So moving on from the NJZ news. So MOND has released their debut album Under My with the title track Wonderland. So I'm going to read off a few comments here. The fact that they are independent and not backed by a label but are able to create something of this quality is so impressive. The song is so elegant and well produced. I wish them success. That was by @Jordan with 2 R's. They're part of an independent label, so it's a company that they are under, but the CEO is one of the members, I believe. @SPYNSL says, I think every member can be proud of what they did. The song is so good. The MV direction is beautiful. The voices are beautiful. Everything is so good. The fact that they are independent made it even more impressive. @Akala Show said, I will make it my personal mission in life to promote this song. You can see the hard work here. And at Levy11 said, so sweet song, I like it, love and support for MOND. Now, I listened to this song and I watched the music video and it's impressive. Like, it's really, really impressive. So we're gonna move on. So Jisoo of Blackpink has released her first mini album, Amortage, which is a mix of Amour and Montage, with the title track Earthquake. So this is such an iconic release. All 4 songs are so good, but we'll go through them one by one, starting with Earthquake. These are a few comments. At OrM6097 said, the beat, the choreography, the beauty. Jisoo, this hits like a mind-blowing earthquake. At JORISOLANIE said, Jisoo gave us the best. At Savage Blink 2004 said, her dancing skill in this MV is a slap for those who say Jisoo can't dance. Shaylin said, watched it when it released, went to sleep, woke back up in the middle of the night to watch it again, can't stop singing it already. And at Moonlit OT7 said, this new genre suits her well. She's so cool. The song is so good. And the music video is amazing. I think I've listened to this almost 20 times since this came out. Next, the song Hugs and Kisses, which is stuck in my head right now. At K-pop coded 143 said, the vocals, Jisoo's English, the song, the whole album, Kim Jisoo, Queen is queening. Next, for the song Tears, which is so good. It's so hard to choose a good song from this album because it's all a banger. I know I am like struggling. And then at Kim Rosie K9V said, who needs Valentine's Day when you have Jisoo's stunning music? And then lastly, there was Your Love. At Un Chun Hong 134 says, Jisoo singing English song is so dreamy because of her voice. And at Blue Cabbage said, I think we all love this, question mark. Such a good album, incredible, cannot wait till she releases new music. Okay, and then last, so next up, Rose, also of Blackpink, has released the #1 Girl performance video. So this is a performance video for her song #1 Girl. Fun fact, it's filmed in a location from the Hunger Games. Okay, so next. Okay, so let's look at some comments. At ZenithX211 says, this performance video is pure storytelling. I'm in tears at the final sing. The way he gives her hope and comfort, yet also pushes her away, while she desperately reaches for more. It's heartbreaking and artistic at the same time. At CandyPop3705 said, she reaches out, he slips away. She hugs the air, ready to change, and spins around only for him. Take her hand. But instead of guiding her in the way, he brings her down, and she's left to bring herself back up alone. Yet she jumps back to the toxic cycle, literal cinema. Jungha has released her new album, Alavio, with title track Stress. Really good song. Stuck in my head again, I would sing it, but my singing is really bad. At Wani said, Jungha said, baby, no stress. Alright, let me get through this depressive episode, y'all. At Summers4 said, Jungha making club bangers for the girls and the gays is exactly what I've been missing in life. At MV Saturna said, not even a fan of her, but oh my god, I miss her so much. She needs to keep dropping bangers. Her absence is immensely felt when she's not around. So Olivia Marsh has released the song Strategy. So if you don't know, Olivia Marsh is under a sub-label of Warner Music Korea, and she is the sister to NJZ's Danielle. Very cool music video, very good song. At Cozy K-pop said, I didn't even know she was related to Danielle until I read the comments, LMAO. Talent really runs in the family. At It's Laura00 said, somebody said this song could be a Brat song, and now I can't unhear it. Even the MV, it's so good. At Cute Angel Forever 2 said this beat is somehow nostalgic in the late 90s and early 2000s hits. At Choco.mi0, the music in the MV feels like if ABCD by Neon and New Jeans by New Jeans Had a Child. Okay, and then not related to K-pop. I lied when I said this was the last topic. So, Bini, the Philippines pop group, have released their comeback, Blink Twice. Very good song. All these songs I'm saying right now are stuck in my head on repeat. At CJ7 said, the face cards, the budget, the quality, everything is perfect. At Visually Not Shy said, best Valentine's Day gift. And everyone, we have come to the end. And as sad as it may be to go, it is currently Monday and very late. So my favorite username of the entire episode was at BDrafts. Congratulations, you've won this nonsensical award. Okay, so I will thank you all for tuning into Popitics. I'm not sure if this will become a video podcast. Gotta put the first audio episodes out first, let's see how it goes. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for joining. See you next week.